Welcome back to Going Solo. I'm Rick, and this week we're playing against Geppetto at the Sacred Groves. So let's go ahead and talk about our special rules. First, we have Geppetto, who has his minions. One of them spawns each round, and they can move around independently, but they have to end their movement phase within 2 spaces of Geppetto. If something happens that makes them more than 2 spaces away from Geppetto, such as a terror card or an event card, then the next turn they have to target Geppetto and move towards him. Next, we have our Sacred Groves. Sacred Groves has this addition to the Bloodlust track, which does actions as the Bloodlust increases, along with whatever the killer's actions are. We also have this Divine Wrath track. Most of the Bloodlust track stuff has to do with the Divine Wrath and what level it's at, and increasing the level or unleashing it. If it unleashes, then whatever level it's on, that's what happens. We also have atonement cards in our action tableau that we can use to decrease the level of the Divine Wrath track. And we have these special red spaces that are considered the sacred spaces, and those are mentioned in the increases in the Divine Wrath. Finally, we have our scenario-specific rules. So in this particular scenario, Geppetto starts with the I am a puppet minor power, because Barbara is currently a puppet that has just woken up, basically, from her hypnotization, or whatever you want to call it, whatever kind of whatever kind of state she was in. She has just come out of, and but she is still a puppet. However, Barbara does start with the ceremonial dagger in her hand. So that is something that is to our benefit, though the I am a puppet minor power means that if we are more than 2 spaces away from Geppetto at the start of our turn, we lose health equal to his current attack value. So, I believe that's everything. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Barbara knew they were coming to get her, but she didn't know if she could escape. She couldn't remember how she'd gotten here or why. She didn't even know where here was, if she was being honest. When she regained her wits, she was standing over a body with some kind of ceremonial dagger stained with blood. She could see the terror in the eyes of some of the other people around her. It looked like they were on some kind of tour of a sacred site or holy place, but she couldn't be sure. She was positive, however, that the shambling corpses held up with wood and other jagged parts were coming toward her, and they had something to do with the man who seemed risen from the dead himself, steering his macabre marionettes with razor wires. It felt like she had strings attached to her too, but that couldn't be. If she got too far away from the puppet master, Geppetto, she recalled, an intense pain washed over her, like phantom razor wires tightening around her very being. "Why run, my doting daughter? I only wish to show you a father's adoration, making you more perfect than you already are. You will feel no more pain, fear, or anguish. That is your father's love," he called after her. She knew she'd have to face him and break his hold on her if she ever wanted to return home. Alright, so first things first, let's get us kicked off with an event card. Fire and Brimstone. Roll a die and place the Fire and Brimstone token on the 3 Sacred Shrine. So that's the burial ground, that's the shrine. Okay, so we put the fire and brimstone token on that. And now, for the purposes of Divine Wrath, each victim on there counts as 2. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our 0 cost cards, and we can go ahead and get started. So, it is the start of my turn, and unfortunately, I am more than 2 spaces away from Geppetto. So I immediately take 1 point of damage. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to walk. Alright, so we got 1 success. So we lose 1 time, and we get to move 1 space. And I will move to this space, so that I am now within 2 spaces of Mr. Geppetto. Do I want to walk again? I don't really want to bring any more victims closer to him. So let's go ahead and do a focus, and we will call that our turn for this first round. 1 success. I lose 1 time, and the horror level decreases by 1. Alright. Alright, so that's going to be the end of my turn. So I've got 4 time points. Definitely want to buy a search, since I'm in a search spot. So that's 2 points. And then let's go ahead and buy a guard card, because I'm awfully close to Mr. Geppetto over there. These come back into the tableau. And now it is the killer's turn. So, a puppet spawns. A puppet targets the closest victim and moves towards them. Geppetto can then attack whoever's in his space, but there is nobody in his space. So we draw our first terror card. Replacement parts. Place 2 new victims at Geppetto's starting location, which is with Geppetto, unfortunately. Place 2 new victims at Geppetto's starting location. Okay, then place Geppetto in the space with the closest victim, which is the space that he's in, because he's there. Okay. Then we've got as target victims or final girl, which is going to be victims, and attack. The puppet gets to go first, so it will attack this one. And then Geppetto will attack one of these. So we've increased by 2. And let's see, increase the Divine Wrath by the number of victims at sacred spaces. So this one counts as 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Wrath is going up already. And now this says for each victim killed, add an additional Bloodlust. So that would be 2. Which means the horror level goes up again. We unleash, which makes this go up to increase by the number of victims at sacred spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, which puts us all the way up to 10. And The dark power is revealed in the first round from killing 2 people. Weapons graft. Puppets now do 2 damage when attacking. Okay. So that was a rough round. That was a rough killer phase. So now we have the panic phase. We do have 1 victim to panic. And that's a 2. And the numbers start at 3, so he doesn't go anywhere. He stays right there waiting to be killed on Geppetto's next turn. Alright. So, we are back to upkeep. There is no upkeep. We are back to me. So let's start by searching this area that we're in. Full and a partial. You know what? I'm going to take that partial. Because I want to see what items we have a choice between. Okay, lost and found, so that's going to be this one. So we either get the tribal mask, or we can take the incense. Let's see, tribal mask is whenever you receive damage, decrease by the amount of damage received, the divine wrath. Or incense, whenever wrath increases, increase by 1 less for a minimum increase of 1. Both of these would be good. Right now, Divine Wrath is maxed out. So I think I'm going to go with the one that would decrease it. And then I'm going to put this card on the bottom. Okay. All right. Next. Let's see, I also lost a time on that. Next, we are going to walk. Hopefully. Yes, that is 1 success. So I do get to move 1 space. I hate taking victims closer to him. But if I move further away from him, especially to where I need to get rid of these strings, basically. Should I leave these victims here to do that? I think maybe I should. So let's leave those victims there. Then we're going to go for a focus. And that's a complete failure. So I just lose 2 time. And that's going to end my turn. I've still got my guard card here, so. Okay. So I've got 2 points. Let's go with a sprint. And then, of course, my 0 cost. These go back. And it is the killer's turn. Another puppet spawns. And moves towards the closest victim, which the closest victim is actually in this space. Then Geppetto attacks. Kills this victim. Nothing on our Divine Wrath bloodlust marker track, so we're okay for the moment. Alright. Tarot card. If I climb on top of that statue, I can get a killer selfie. Increase Divine Wrath. It's already at the max. Unleash Divine Wrath, which is discard all action cards except Atonement and decrease Wrath by the number of cards discarded. So I'm discarding 4 cards apparently. Alright. Place 2 new victims at the burial grounds. And all victims adjacent to the burial grounds move there. Oh geez, okay. Well, that wasn't very good. Okay. Alright. But that was the entire killer phase. There's nobody to panic and no upkeep, so we are back to me. I have no cards. So let's see here. I've got 6 points. I'm definitely going to buy a distraction because I need to get that horror level down. I'm definitely going to take my 0 cost. I've got 3 points left. I'd like to get Divine Wrath down so I could do an Atonement. Or I could just take another distraction and try to get all the way to 3 dice. With this kind of setup, I don't see myself getting there, but it's something to shoot for. So with my remaining 3 points, I'm going to take an Atonement. And a close call. Alright. So these can go back. Oh, I should have bought another guard because I'm probably about to get attacked. Okay. And now we are back to the killer's phase. So once again, a puppet appears. All the puppets move towards the closest victim. Then Geppetto can attack. And we've got Bring Her to Me. The closest puppet to you targets, moves, and attacks. Okay. So the closest puppet, just one of these, targets, moves. Their movement speed is currently 2, so they can get to me. And then they attack. Because of the dark power, their attack power is 2. Not liking this too much. Okay, if you are in Geppetto's space or there are no puppets in your space, discard this card. Otherwise, if you are damaged by the puppet, move 1 space closer to Geppetto. Okay. If you are in Geppetto's space or there are no puppets in your space, discard this card. Otherwise, resolve the entire card again. I am in Geppetto's space, so I can discard this. Alright. It doesn't say the puppet moves with me, it just says me, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, so I am in space with Geppetto. Let's see, there is one person to panic over there. But nobody got killed this turn. Nobody got killed this round. So there's no panic, no upkeep. We're back to me. So let's go ahead and get started with... Let's see... Let's start with a distraction. One. Do I have cards that I can get rid of? I need that short rest. So I'm going to get rid of the weak attack and the focus. To make that 2 successes. And I gain 2 time points. Oh. I didn't mean to discard weak attack. I wanted to discard close call. Weak attack I need. Okay. Now that I've reduced the horror level a little bit, let's attempt to do some atonement. Come on. Ooh. Horror level goes back up 1, and I lose 2 points. At least I gained a horror level. Or lost a horror level, I guess. So next, let's attempt a weak attack. Oh wait, hold on. Last round, I took damage. I took 2 damage. So this would have gone down by 2. Okay. Now I'm doing the weak attack. Oh. I can't get rid of these because I need them. Not be able to attack twice next round. I can't get rid of these. So I lose a health and it ends my turn immediately. But I do have 6 time. I'm going to take a retaliate and a guard. Because I have a feeling I'm about to get attacked at least twice. And then, of course, I'll take my walk and focus here. And then these can go back. Distraction. Nope. That's not right. Close call. Focus. There we go. Okay. Now it is the killer round. So, puppets go first. One of them is going to attack this guy. Which means we get an event. Loud and obnoxious. Whenever wrath increases, increase it by an additional 1. Okay. That's great. Okay. And then... Oh, wait, no. He doesn't get to attack. He just moves. They don't get an attack on their base action. Okay. So they get an option to move. But those two are already with a victim. This one can get over here to these victims. And then Geppetto can attack. And I am going to retaliate to that attack. His damage is currently 2. I got 1 success, which reduces the attack by 2, so I don't take any damage, but he takes 1 damage. Okay. I was hoping I could do 2 damage, but the ceremonial dagger does add a damage. Okay, so yes, 2 damage, and I am free. I'm free from my 2 space limitation. Okay. Excellent. And now we do a terror card. Rage of the Gods. An event. That gets us loud and obnoxious. Increase wrath by the number of victims in sacred spaces. Okay, just max it out. Place the killer at the sacred space with the most victims. And he attacked, or everybody attacks actually twice. So this one attacks. We get another event. Unholy bloodshed. Anytime at least one victim is killed at a sacred space, unleash wrath. This is not going to be good. Okay. Then this one kills twice. Bump, bump. The gods hate failure. Whenever you completely fail a horror roll, after conversions and rerolls, increase wrath by 1. Okay. And then it's at the top. Oh, we should have unleashed it when it got there. So when the first one was killed. Yeah, when the first one was killed, we should have unleashed. Which would have discarded all of our terror cards. Brought it down to 5. Okay. Then we killed 2 more. This other one came out. Other event came out. Then Geppetto kills twice. And we go up twice more, which means we discard 2 terror cards. Okay. So there we go. Alright, so now it's the panic phase. There are 4 victims that need to panic. Let's see, we've got a 1, a 4, and 2 6s. Two 6s go this way. Four goes this way, and a 1 stays where it is. That red is kind of hard to see in the dim light I've got here. So. Alright. Then it is the upkeep phase. There's no upkeep to do. And it is my turn again. I have no cards. So not really a whole lot I can do. Nothing I can do actually. But I do have 6 points over here. So I will take a distraction. 1, 2, 3. I will take a sprint. 1, 2. I'll take a close call. 1, and then I will take my 2 0 cost here. Alright. we're back to the killer phase. Now, all of the puppets are more than 2 spaces away from Geppetto, so they have to target Geppetto with their movement. Then Geppetto gets to make an attack. We discard another terror card. I'm glad that one was discarded because it was another unleash. We don't want to do that. But a victim was just killed in the burial grounds, so we unleash. Which means I lose 4 time. Okay. Alright. Tarot card. Fury of the Gods, another event. Flash photography. Whenever at least one victim in your space panics, discard one random action card. Increase by the number of victims at sacred spaces, just 2. Unleash. Discard 1 random action card. I'll just pull one out of here. That's my close call. Horror increases and I lose 2 time, which means I have 0 time for my next round. Which leaves me not a whole lot I can do. Increase again by the number of victims at sacred spaces, which this guy counts for 2. Okay. And there's no panic and no upkeep. My turn again. Try for a distraction. See if I can at least get like a point a time. Apparently not. There's nothing close to me to attack, so I'm going to discard the focus and weak attack. Just so I can get 1. This is probably going to end badly for me, but let me go ahead and sprint. That is a complete failure. Which increases Divine Wrath to maximum. And that is the end of my turn. Lose 2 time, which also makes it the end of my turn. But I could move 1 space before I lose the 2 time. So I am going to move 1 space. Which way though? Let's go this way. I'm going to try to move that person. Okay, then I lose 1 health, lose 2 time, which also ends my turn immediately. Okay. Alright, so I don't have any cards. I don't have any time. All I can do is take my 0 cost. Alright. Killer's turn. Puppets move towards the closest victims. Geppetto can attack, but there's nobody to attack. Let me just carve my initials right here. Increase Wrath, Unleash Wrath. So I discard all of my cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Decrease this by 1, 2, 3, 4. Place 2 new victims at the sacred shrine. All victims adjacent to the sacred shrine move there. Which is exactly where I don't want them. Okay. That's the end of the killer phase. My phase. I have no cards. I just had to discard them all again. But I've got 6 time. So let's see. I need something that's going to help me out here. Let's go ahead and take a distraction, a sprint, and a close call. Okay. Back to the killer phase. Puppets would move towards the closest victims. They're already there. Geppetto can attack, but there's nobody to attack. And we have our last terror card. They're coming from everywhere. Roll a die. If the result is less than the horror level, spawn the remaining puppets, regardless of status in Geppetto's space. All the puppets are out. And then the puppets all move towards me and attack. Each one of them attacks. Oh crap. Okay. They've got 3 spaces of movement, so they've got plenty to get to me. They've got 2 attack power. So, the first one... Oh, dang. Okay. I wasn't expecting that, but it's about to go away. So I'm not even going to get the white one out. So the first one attacks twice and reveals my final health token. The second one does 2 attacks, and then the third one does 2 attacks. And Barbara is down. I got absolutely nothing accomplished that game. That Divine Wrath kind of screwed me over the entire time. But this was fun, and we'll come back next week where we will have Geppetto's finale at Maple Lane. So, hopefully you'll come back next week, and we'll see you then.